Hello everyone out there on the interwebs. Today is Tuesday, and you know what that means. It's time for Local Live here at Making Music in downtown Frederick. I'm your host, Ashley Marie of the band Vinyl Rhino, also songwriting group Slingshot, check that out. And today I am super excited to be here with my guest in Perseverance Rise. Hello guys, say hi to everybody.
How you doing?
Hey, how we
everybody?
doing?
All right, I'm going to take just a minute to share the link, and while I do, I want to go down the line, and you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves and tell us how you individually got into music, what your influences are, and what instruments, plural, do you play?
I guess I'll start it out. My name's Stefan Rogerson. So I just kind of grew up with a passion. I wouldn't say any total influence. A lot of 80s bands, your Led Zeppelins, but just grew up with a passion to sing and kind of stuck with it over the years.
Yeah, cool. I started playing drums, well, pots and pans. I was probably about 2 years old, and I started out actually playing in, I wanted to play guitar. I went into the 6th grade orchestra, and they said they would teach me instrument, and they said they didn't teach guitar, and I got mad, and I crumpled the piece of paper and,
Yeah!
and slammed the door. I went back to homeroom, and I was like, man, they don't even teach guitar. And all my friends were like, oh, you got, drums. And I was like, well, yeah, and it made sense, and ever since then, I've been playing in churches and bands since I can remember, so.
Oh, playing in churches. That's where some of the best players I know play in churches. They run a tight ship.
Yeah, churches are a good place for young musicians to start out and have that support, the community support that you really need to.
Yeah, I love it. I feel like I'm going down the list in my mind. Tons of really great players I know have come out of playing in churches. It's a sweet Sunday gig. Check it out if you love Jesus, and music, obviously. All right, Darren, tell me about yourself.
I'm Darren Myers. I started messing around with guitar. I was probably about 17. I think probably my biggest influences were my brothers.
Oh, that's
and
great.
My older brother had some pretty good country bands. He's now retired in Montana, but he had played 6 different instruments. So just listening to him listening to the old Hank Williams records, you put the thing on there. And
You're speaking my language. You're talking about Hank first, right?
He'd lock himself in his room. Hank the first, Hank Singer. He'd lock himself in his room, and he'd keep going back with them records and putting back the song. Back then, they didn't have ultimate guitar where you just go in there and find out.
Oh, yeah.
So, back then you had to listen to that's a C or is that a D, But that was probably my biggest influence. And then, that many years ago, Sykesville had a barber shop downtown Sykesville because I grew up in Carroll County.
Oh, me too.
And
Carroll County.
Every Friday night they had about 30, 40 people come down to that barber shop and they would jam out bluegrass country.
Like a jam session.
Huge jam session.
Yeah.
Every instrument you could possibly think of was crammed up in that barber shop. So that's kind of where I got my influence from, really. And then, of course, the 80s, then the hair metal bands came out and everybody was in love with that.
Iron Maiden!
Yeah.
Yes!
Oh, that's my favorite rock band ever, man. Seen them 4 times. For sure. But that's pretty much how I got started. So.
The Iron Maiden's coming to town soon. I just
just really was. July 24th.
My husband works for WTOP and he's interviewing the drummer tonight.
Oh, is he?
Actually, right now. His interview, but my interview's better. I'm just saying, okay? So Perseverance Rise, how did you guys get your band name?
So that comes with a story in itself. So I guess we kind of juggled a lot of names at first, and Perseverance just kept coming around, and everybody.
As Perseverance will do.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So we had, to get a little personal, we had a drummer. He had a big studio, very encouraging, got everybody involved. So we were a band, a complete rock band at the time, and it kind of fizzled out. And so me and Darren kind of stuck with it for a little while with, we're going to do a little coffee shop thing. That's kind of how it started, and we was going to keep it simple. And Steve joined us at one point, and so we just said, you know what? Why don't we everybody started chipping in names, Perseverance what? Perseverance what? Which, if I had it my way, we probably would have just been Perseverance at this this point because it's such a long name. Everybody's always like, "My goodness."
It's a lot of syllables
Yeah.
in there, Stefan.
It's a pretty good T-shirt, though.
Oh yeah, hey.
So,
Live life loud.
so we added the rise to it, and that's kind of how, because we all just kept sticking with it, and that's kind of the way it's been. We've just all stuck together and stayed with it. He was also in that band with us at one point.
How long have you guys been playing together, the three of you?
Well, off and on for us, probably close to 4 years, but Steve was out for a while due to some personal issues. And then, me and Stefan actually been doing this since we started a little coffee shop thing for just about 4 years.
That's cool.
Yeah, about 4 years.
Now you say coffee shop. Now I checked out some of your videos. So interesting. I love your little setup, and I do want to talk to Steve a little more about his drum kit in just a minute. But in the meantime, tell me, what kind of music can we hear if we come to one of your shows?
I mean, pretty much we like to do a little bit of anything. We'll do modern English to Zach Brown to Shine Down.
Yeah, wow, that's a good mix right there.
Brantley Gilbert to Florida Georgia Line.
Oh, you get that tailgate country, that
So
bro
we'll
country.
kind of do a country set. We'll do some classic rock sets, and we just like to do things that people like to sing along to. We'll do Drift
Good
Away.
point, yeah.
We do actually do Drift Away by Dolby Gray.
Okay, yeah.
And we do the Uncle Cracker version. But that's
So I
always
feel-
a big hit.
I feel a complete night to me, a complete night is when we engage the crowd. So acoustic to me has always been a challenge.
Oh,
Because
really?
because one, you're out on an island. As a singer, you're out on an island. There's not room for mistake.
That's true,
I
yeah.
find you can cover a
You
lot
are
of
not
things
buried
up.
in the mix at an acoustic
Right,
show.
exactly. So, but having said all that, it's nice to see when you're doing an acoustic set, everybody get up and start dancing to an acoustic set.
That's an accomplishment right
that's
there. If
what
you have
I-
people dancing acoustic.
So that's kind of
set.
how I judge my nights sometimes. I'm like, some nights you're just background music, and that's kind of draining sometimes.
Yeah.
And some nights we just get it going, and everybody's involved,
Yeah, I
and it's
think
pretty fun.
We kind of surprise some people because a lot of people when they come and they're out there eating dinner and it's a patio's filled. When they hear acoustic, I think it's just going to be lure me to sleep. So we kind of start bringing this other stuff. And our first set sometimes we start all a little mellow because people are kind of eating dinner and talking after work and kind of winding down a little bit.
They haven't had
And then
many beverages
Yeah,
yet.
Exactly.
You know?
The drinks set
At the end
in.
of the first set, and then we always say stick around, we're to pick it up. When we come out with that second set, we'll start out with like Rebel Yell.
Oh, wow, second set opener. That's
We'll
good.
start out with like Rebel Yell and then go into like Brantley Gilbert's Bottom Up, and then you're just like,
Yeah.
oh.
Man, those two songs together, that's what I always love that when I can see a band that is just, it's like, and now for something completely different. So speaking of picking it up and making acoustic danceable, Steve, tell me about this wonderful little Frankenstein kit you have going on over here.
Okay, so you got your congas,
LP, right? You said.
LP congas, nothing crazy, no big deal, it does a trick. Djembe, mini timbale, and a little splash.
And you said you picked that up here today, the
Yeah,
splash.
I just snagged this up here today. I left mine in a barn from a barn concert.
Sounds like it was a good gig if you
Yeah,
forgot your
yeah.
splash.
You left the splash, you had a good time.
That's right.
Pat, we like to
Yeah.
support making music. That's-
Yeah, making music.
Yeah, I just picked up this stand here today too. I just had to beef up what I had
Cool.
earlier.
So you play standing up.
I do.
So
Yeah.
you're supporting these guys.
You got to be able to move.
He's younger than us, so we make him stand the whole
Well,
time.
I would say the drummer has one of the most hard labor intensive jobs, but they do get to sit down. So you're just giving it 110% over there.
Yeah, every time.
Very, very cool. Well, would you guys mind to play a song for us right now?
Sure.
Tell us a little about what you're going to play.
So we're gonna play a little Florida Georgia Line,
Ooh, yeah.
a song called "Bump in the Night."
All right, this is
Just 'cause-
Perseverance Rise here at Making Music. Yeah, tell us more.
It's called "Bump in the Night," and we do this because it's got a little bit of harmonies in it, and generally starts getting people involved. So
Yeah, it's
we
pretty
hope you
simple
like it.
too, so.
Week was long, but now it's gone. The drink is on. So let it out and turn the good time music up. Pick up that sweet song.
that was cool. So let's go to the polls and see who is watching us from the comfort of their home. Give some shout outs here. And we got, hey, Michael Gray. Check out Michael Gray. He's awesome. He's on tour. He's going lots of good places right now. Mickey's watching. Frank's watching. Danny, hey, girl. Kelly's watching. Libby Stone wants to know, what kind of music do you enjoy playing the most?
Oh, wow.
That's a good question.
That's a very good question, because you can always name the ones you are playing, but which ones, when it comes up in the set list, you're like, yeah.
I'm the 80s guy, no matter what.
Okay,
it is,
okay.
No matter what it is.
For me, I guess, I kind of like it all, to be honest with you.
Oh, come on, are you running for office, Darren?
I'm kind of, I kind of like the upbeat stuff because it kind of gets the crowd going. It's
Yeah.
always fun, and let's not deny that. But I kind of like playing country too, country and rock. I like the country rock.
Yeah.
I always told him too. I also would love to do like of course, the lower people asleep, but like a full set of nothing but like rock ballads.
Oh, like that. Well, wasn't there like an infomercial back in the day that was like, "Can you take me high enough?" Yeah.
Like y'all
Here I
damn
go
Yankees.
again.
Yeah, some stuff like that. Just a whole bunch of rock ballads.
Well, you like the '80s. You can make that total
Yeah.
eclipse of the heart. Yeah.
There's some of those that may not be done. That's a
You
little.
No.
do some Blondie.
Oh yeah, Blondie. She was just here too recently. So Steve, what do you like playing the best?
Speaking of Blondie, like she does a little reggae.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And that's definitely one thing that really drives me. I guess it's that R&B's background.
That was a nice reggae
it's
segue,
just-
by the way. That was very nice.
Yeah. She kind of broke down a lot of walls in the music industry
Yeah.
and kind of like opened up new ideas. Like supposedly she invented hip hop or something. She invented that.
No way.
I don't know.
I'm going down the
I don't know.
internet rabbit hole at 2 a.m. to check that out, Steve.
I've heard, you hear crazy things, I guess. But yeah, love some reggae and any song that's not depressing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like the happy songs and I like the reggae and the rhythm.
Yeah, positive. Put positive vibes
Yeah,
out.
but don't get me wrong, I can get down on some country and get down on some 80s stuff, especially for these guys,
Oh,
I'll help them out.
their joy is your joy.
Yeah. We're working on that reggae side of us too a little bit. We did some Shaggy, and that's
Did
a
you?
start.
Oh,
we do
yeah.
we do a little bit of Shaggy.
We
and,
actually do Angel.
Oh, that's a good one. Talk about positive vibe song. What's the other one? You don't want to do the honey came in and she go.
Oh, yeah, there might be some
Go
kids
next
out
door.
there.
Yeah, you have like girls looking at their boyfriends like, is this what is the sound?
You don't want to start something.
It's funny when we start Shaggy, everybody just starts going.
Yeah, I love that. Oh man, I gotta come see you guys. So where are you playing locally that we can see you sometimes?
Well, actually, tomorrow night we're doing the Blue Skies acoustic night.
Oh, nice.
7
Blue
to
Sky
10.
on Dent Street.
Yes, down on
Oh,
Newmarket.
Newmarket.
Yeah.
I always get those mixed up. Blue Sky, not Blue Side. Okay.
So we'll be down there for the
Newmarket.
acoustic night, and then for our next local gig, we're actually going to be in Purcellville this Saturday, Virginia, at Dragon Hops. Brewery.
Dragon Hops Brewery.
Very nice place.
Oh, yeah, the brewery scene. That's
Yes.
like
And
fun.
then on the 3rd, we'll be back over Lincoln or Red Chevin, Saturday, August 3rd.
Okay, so tomorrow night at Blue Sky in Newmarket, go check them out. Get the first one.
Come see us in Kentucky.
You don't want to go to Purcellville over the weekend.
We did.
Very nice over there.
Yeah, the winery things are awesome. We got a
Yes.
lot of other cool people. I want to say shout out to Brian and Lauren and Sean checking in. Thank you guys for tuning in here at Making Music. And where can we find your music online? I was checking out your Facebook page earlier.
I mean, pretty much most of our stuff's either Reverb Nation or on Facebook.
Okay.
Yes. Yep. We haven't started a website. My daughter was actually working on it. She hasn't quite finished.
Get those
together.
millennials to work. Yeah.
She hasn't quite gotten it all together yet for me. But I know it's about 3/4 done, so I need to get on her about that so she can finish it. So.
Yeah, we had some good videos up there. That
Yes.
was nice for me to be able to check you out
Pretty
ahead
much
of
the
time.
videos.
So
and all on
perseverancerise.com is how you find us.
PerseveranceRise.com. Is that up?
Yes, it actually lead to the Facebook.
Oh yeah, and as most I feel like most
Yeah.
bands update their Facebook more often. It's just easier.
If you don't get tired while you're typing all those letters in.
Perseverance.
Person.
He's still pulling to drop that rise, guys. I'm just saying. I think the tides may have changed here soon. He's gonna try to.
I always
read.
thought a good band name that was already taken. I thought the Misfits would have been really good.
Oh, that is a good band. Yeah, coincidentally.
But
Too
of
too
course,
bad they weren't like
if somebody had
popular
already
band.
taken it, we'd have been like perfect for that. But
PR band.
So you guys were telling me about a cool gig you're playing in Kentucky coming up.
Yes.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So that's a gig. I've got a friend who I originally started with in a band overseas in Germany, and so he is like very talented. At that time, little did I know that was like a real talented band. So not that this is not talent here, but I'm saying this was like a rock
Just
band.
keep talking, Stefan.
Yeah,
Just keep
yeah,
talking.
yeah, everybody's like, please get to the point. I get it.
No, I'm kidding.
So he moved back to the States. Every year he does this big festival, and it's gotten bigger and bigger.
What's it
every year.
called?
Oh, what was it? I just
Rock
dropped
the Holler.
Rock the Holler. Yeah,
Rock the
great
Holler.
name.
Yeah, so he called us up, and he was like, "Hey, what do you guys think about coming out here and playing with us?" And so at first I was a little skeptical. I really wanted to, but I didn't know how these guys would handle it.
Yeah,
So-
Kentucky is not exactly
Yeah.
a weeknight gig there.
So the minute I asked them, they were like, "Hey, we're in, man. Let's do this."
I
Man. So
love
it'll be a
it.
good little road trip.
When's the gig?
We play next Saturday, actually.
Next
Yeah,
Saturday.
the festival starts Friday. We're going to have Thursday. I think there's 5 or 6 bands Friday night, and then the other 20 or plus whatever it is Saturday. So I think we're third or fourth.
Is it one of those like big camping kind
Yeah, it's
of
a
music
big
festivals?
campground. It's right next to Red River Gorge.
Oh, that's great. And Steve, you said you just got back from camping, so you're gonna jump right back in.
Yeah.
I'm fresh out of the woods right now.
Fresh out the woods.
I did shower before I came out here, but yeah.
I
We had to
have a
send
very
wolves
strong
back
sense of
in.
smell. I cannot smell you. It's
The
true.
wolves,
Yeah,
the
I
wolves
did
that
good. I
raised
did
him, we have to tell
shower.
him to go
I
back.
smell
Yeah, and
Spring
then-
clothes.
he was just saying the
That's what it
family
was.
family reunion maybe they're doing. Well, that's awesome, guys. Yeah, the Kentucky thing sounds so cool. We get a lot of pictures from that.
Yes, we will.
What's your weirdest gig? If you ever have some story of a gig or interesting or just tell us a gig that really stands out.
I can say for me, because sometimes as a singer, I don't never really have to do all that much to get ready.
Yeah, tell me about it. I picked
And-
wisely.
Darren generally drives me there, so I had a few healthy drinks before I went to the show, and I'm up there, and it's at a brewery, so this was kind of actually a lessons learned, and I was at a brewery, and I'm getting wild thinking I'm really a rock star up there, as most people would do, and I dropped one of those bad words for the kids, and I didn't know there were kids up there because I'm thinking we're at a brewery, who's gonna bring their children?
Oh, that's the new thing,
Yeah,
drinking
yeah.
with your kids.
Yeah, so that was
That's
lessons
it.
learned.
It's
And
trending.
so it got really awkward for me. I was like, "Oh, brother, man, that was kind of a bad set for me, a bad show." And so
Oh no.
That stood out a bad way then.
Did anybody say anything to you afterwards?
Actually, one of my good friends said F-bomb or something like that.
Oh, okay, but no, like parents came to you. and
No.
Actually,
but-
they stayed for the whole show.
yeah. So everybody still got into it, but it affected.
I was just talking about this with a friend because he was in a band and he was like, these breweries with kids, like I know, it's a,
What do you do?
like what do you? It was just a friend of mine. He was like, I don't know, like I'm like, well, don't get too drunk because there's kids around,
Yeah.
but you're at a brewery. Like,
You're at a brewery.
Yeah.
People are trying to buy you something, and you have to kind of like, nah.
right?
Smarter,
Yeah.
you
Sometimes
gotta
you're not
turn
even
it down.
buying the drinks. Yeah.
Yeah, so I had to tone it down. I mean, we just learned. It was a valuable lesson.
Well,
so-
there you go. Lessons learned. At least
yeah.
nobody actually, complained that was a parent. you
That
know.
was probably the weirdest thing that happened to me. I don't know about these guys.
I think the one was for me was we played this place in Carroll County. I'm not gonna put any business names out.
Oh, now I want to know because I'm a Carroll County girl, Darren. You tell me later, right?
Yes, I'll tell you
Describe the
But
place.
it's a little winery, and it was a very nice place. But there was a lady in there that a lot of my wife's friends came, and
Oh,
some
big
other lady came with some of her friends. Like we didn't even know the lady, and,
Okay.
and my wife's friend, Relaine, didn't know the lady either.
Okay.
But she started hanging out with everybody, and this woman just gets plastered.
Oh, I love these stories.
And
Go
she
on.
keeps coming up and grabbing the book and going, and right, we're in the middle of playing.
Your songbook?
songs. Yes, and keeps grabbing, right in the middle while we're playing, and like coming up to the microphone and putting the book in my face. Can you play this one? I'm trying to sing, and I'm trying to be
Don't
professional.
you love that? Because it's really easy to sing words when someone's trying to have a
Yeah,
conversation.
where you're trying, she's like always bumping into my guitar, and why don't you play this song, and now, that song, and I'm just like, and unfortunately, we haven't been back, because I think the people, the establishment thought she was with us.
Oh no.
You know what I mean? But she wasn't,
Yeah.
because she kept going over and hanging out with my wife and her friends, and they didn't even know the lady. You know what I mean? But so that was kind of for me. I was just like, one of those like irritated nights, like, please, I'm trying to be professional here, lady, but if you come up here one more time, I'm just gonna have to ask you to go tell the manager, ask you to leave or something, because
Yeah, I've definitely been in that situation before where you're like I saw the bouncer like 3 seconds ago. I know I just saw the bouncer, and you're like, and they're like, yeah, we know she's with you, and you're like, no, she's spilling booze in monitors right now.
That's even worse.
What about you, Steve? Anything that stands out?
Just like off the top of my head, recently when we first got back together playing with these guys, we played at a restaurant, and I don't know how many times I messed up that day, and I was just kept going and just like, you know, try to hide that red on your face and.
Oh, just being green coming back in.
Yeah, and it's like everybody's like it's like right at dinner time, so everyone's eating dinner, and Stefan's like, "All right, thanks for coming out," and everybody's just like. They're like,
We got to force like 40 or 50 songs on it in
Oh
like 2
my
weeks.
God.
So that's one that stands out recently.
So you're like half upset they're not paying attention, but half grateful they're not paying attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I do want to say about him that needs to be said is that Steve came in, our last drummer or percussionist departed, and we had like 2 weeks before our next gig.
Oh my gosh.
And he just came on back and picked up like 40
And it
songs.
sounds like you guys have a really big, diverse song list
Yeah,
to
so
jump
it was
into.
really,
Yeah.
so hats off to him. He
Well,
worked
hats
hard.
on him, but also hats off to
I
him.
can take
I like that. It's fashionable. Well, would you guys mind to play another song for
Sure.
us?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. And I know you do covers, but you said you do work on some originals as well.
Yeah, we have been. We just haven't quite pulled them all out yet.
So next time we have you on the show, originals.
We'll have one for you.
And in the meantime, we'll look on your Facebook and perseverancerise.com, right?
Awesome.
All right, tell us what you're going to play now.
I think we're gonna do "Semi-Charmed Kind of Life" by Third Eye
Yeah.
Blind.
Now I'm struggling, surviving, getting around that velvet dress. You're
Well, thank you so much for being my guest today.
Thanks for having us.
Anytime. It's been a blast.
So remember, check out Perseverance Rise. I do have a couple of quick announcements to make. Thank you all for tuning in. First and foremost, I'm Ashley Maria Vinyl Rhino. We are here at Making Music for Local Live. Our next Local Live is going to be on July 30th, and my guest is going to be Megan Lee. So join in to see Megan on July 30th at 5:30. We also have upcoming the Tama Fastest Feet competition.
Oh.
Are you in for that, Steve?
Tama Fastest Feet
You're standing
competition.
up. I don't even see a pedal.
That
but
sounds
we're-
like a double bass pedal competition.
Yeah, I think it is. And it's back to Iron Maiden. The Tampa Fastest Beat competition starts this Saturday, so check that out. All the information is on Making Music social media, so look for that. This is the 35th anniversary year of Making Music. You guys were talking about
Woo-hoo.
buying some gear here for years and years. 35 years making music.
That's a long
And
time.
It's a long
Yes,
time.
for a business, small business.
So it is for a small business here
Fantastic.
in downtown Frederick. I love it. Reg and Pam have done a great job. And it's July 23rd through 27th. We're going to have a ton of events coming up. So check social media for that with Martin, Taylor, PRS, Paul Reed Smith, and Boss. So look for that. Again, this is Local Live at Making Music. And we were happy today to have Perseverance Rise. Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thanks, Ashley.
We'll see you around. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.